Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, the CDC's Advisory Committee is gathering to go over the safety and effectiveness of certain vaccines. We'll have the latest. Plus, the Oscar G. Johnson VA Medical Center in Iron Mountain is celebrating a major milestone with their 75th anniversary. And we hear more from veterans who took part in yesterday's UP Honor Flight. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
A pretty nice day was on tap today here, but temperatures still on the chilly side for tomorrow. Yeah, about lower to mid 60s, closer to Lake Superior. Warmer spots further to the south, but don't expect a lot of sun tomorrow. The clouds really are going to win the sky, but we have more sunshine, even a couple of drops for the second half of the weekend, plus a big warm up as we start fall. Yeah, of course, go figure. We go into fall and it warms up. We'll talk all about it coming up in just a few minutes.
Sounds good, Dakota. Thank you. 2 common childhood vaccines are being examined by the CDC's Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices, the hepatitis B shot and a combined MMRV shot. Any changes could alter insurance coverage and cast doubt on the safety and effectiveness of them. Erica Brown is following from Washington.
There was pushback during today's meeting of the CDC's Vaccine Advisory Committee as the panel debated a new recommendation for the combined MMRV shot.
But if a parent wants to get a single dose, why are we taking away that option?
The panel voted 8-3 with 1 abstention, recommending children under 4 should get 1 shot for measles, mumps, and rubella, and then a separate one for varicella, better known as chickenpox.
This recommendation is going to create more confusion among the public.
Earlier this year, Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. fired all the panel members and picked their replacements, some who share his vaccine skepticism. Thursday, the committee chairman defended the new group.
You have falsely been called anti-vaxxers, but your stance is not only pro-children, but also pro-science, pro-public health, and pro-vaccines.
Here on Capitol Hill, the fired CDC director told lawmakers she was pressured by Secretary Kennedy to rubber stamp the committee's recommendations without first considering the scientific evidence.
He just wanted blanket approval.
The panel is also debating changes to the hepatitis B vaccine recommendation.
Much of the data is considered pretty settled.
Dr. Jody Guest is the senior vice chair of the Department of Epidemiology at Emory University. She says these vaccines are safe and effective.
And there's not new evidence out there that we have been following that would show that you would want to change the guidance.
Dr. Guest also warns any changes could lead to health insurance companies limiting coverage.
Tomorrow, the CDC panel will debate COVID-19 recommendations. President Trump headed back to the United States today after his state visit to the United Kingdom. It wrapped up with a meeting between the president and Prime Minister Keir Starmer. Ed O'Keefe traveled with the president.
After watching the Red Devils of the British Army parachute onto Chequers, the Prime Minister's country estate, President Trump and Keir Starmer agreed. They got what they wanted from each other in terms of money. Nearly $350 billion in pledged cross-border investments.
He's a tough negotiator. I think it was a better deal for you than us, but these are minor details.
But they're still far apart on how to end the wars in Ukraine and the Middle East. Starmer and other world leaders are preparing to recognize Palestine as an independent state, but not Trump.
So I have a disagreement with the Prime Minister on that score.
But there's also differences on Ukraine. President Volodymyr Zelensky is launching a new counteroffensive, hoping to push back Russians on the war's eastern front. Russian President Vladimir Putin said today he now has more than 700,000 troops on the front lines. Trump has struggled to convince Putin to stop the war, and today appeared to downplay it.
It doesn't affect the United States, and it doesn't so much affect you.
But Starmer, who co-chairs a coalition backing Ukraine, pushed Trump to do more.
We have to put extra pressure on Putin, and it's only when the president has put pressure on Putin that he's actually shown any inclination to move.
The Oscar G. Johnson VA Medical Center in Iron Mountain is celebrating 75 years of serving the needs of our veterans. Our own John Truitt attended a ceremony today marking the occasion.
The celebration began with honoring distinguished veterans, past and present staff members, and local supporters of the Veterans Administration. The festivities then moved outside, where a group of veterans was assembled around the flagpole of the medical center.
75 years is a unique milestone for sure. We're extremely proud to be able to take care of the veterans in our community and across the entire UP in northeastern Wisconsin. It's a huge honor, first and foremost.
The celebration today paid tribute to all veterans, but a very special component was honoring members of the greatest generation, including World War II veteran Private John Motti, who fought in the Battle of the Bulge and who was captured and held captive by the Nazis. He recently celebrated his 100th birthday.
Well, I appreciate all the recognition I'm getting, and the letter from the president, except all I know I do different is I drink milk Tuesday a day.
Along with the greatest generation, the ceremony also included something for future generations. A time capsule was buried on the front lawn to be opened in 100 years.
A lot of things went into the time capsule. We put some things from today, right? So our annual report from last year and various other documents that are, kind of give a picture of what we are today.
Built in 1950, the Iron Mountain facility serves over 22,000 veterans and their families from across the UP and northeastern Wisconsin. In Iron Mountain, John Truitt, WZMQ 19 News.
Yesterday, during the UP Honor Flight Mission 27, our reporter Andrew Hands had the opportunity to speak with some amazing veterans himself. Here's what they had to say during their trip to the nation's capital.
Medics don't sit on the sidelines. And I had a great time with those fellas.
While combat troops are often in the focus of war stories, a bulk of the work done by thousands of those who have served focused on saving lives, building infrastructure, and shaping the future as these wars went on. This included Doug Wolf of Marquette, who in his 23 years of serving worked as a corpsman in the Navy, receiving high ranking in his platoon as a field medic. Wolf says that working in this field brought unthinkable sights, and that the honor flight was a way to respect and mourn those lost.
As a corpsman, you see injuries that you're never going to see in civilian life. And there's a lot of men that represent death here and wounds that never healed.
Looking forward, war is now being waged in different ways, with advances in technology adding new challenges to face and more positions to fill. Dee Paoli of Chassel, serving in both the Coast Guard and the Army, was one of the 3 female veterans on yesterday's flight and says in these changing times, the drive to serve is much less than it used to be.
It took me away from my family for a long time, but I felt with my military background family that it was a need. You know, with all this strife that's going on, we need people to stand up and do what's right.
In returning from yesterday's flight, one major takeaway from these veterans is that you never know how someone's experiences shape their life. If you see someone wearing veteran memorabilia, remember to always thank them for their service. Reporting in Washington, D.C., Andrew Hands, WZMQ 19 News.
Dakota Hunter adds your first warning weather forecast when we come back, plus raising awareness for the hormonal condition PCOS. We'll tell you about the disorder after the break.
Now, from the 19 News Forecast Center, this is WZMQ 19 First Warning Weather.
Welcome back, everybody. Just a little more than 3 days to go here for the official start of fall here, which comes up on Monday at 2:19. That's Eastern time. For those in the Central time zone, it would be 1:19. Of course, just deduct an hour. But it's not going to feel like fall as we come into next week, though. Things are going to be warming up here. But in the short term, we're going to deal with more clouds than sunshine tomorrow. There is a chance for a few showers across the western half of the UP out here towards Ironwood. Yeah, we'll put the chance of rain tomorrow at about 20 to 30%, but most of you will stay dry. Really don't think we see much rain for tomorrow. But as we head into Saturday, that's when we could see a few passing showers, especially in the morning into the early afternoon. But I think we may see a few more showers kind of sneaking in here as we head into Sunday. But by all things considered, those temperatures are getting warm. We also have high school football coming up, and things are looking good here. Temperatures with a great supply of sunshine. Temperatures, though, into the mid-50s to start in some spots out here, but you get down towards out towards Escanaba, you're talking temperatures closer to 60 degrees with partly to mostly sunny skies. So, again, things looking great there for some high school gridiron. Looking ahead towards the weekend tomorrow, yeah, really cloudy here. We'll call it a mostly cloudy day. We'll try to get more sunshine as we head to the afternoon here. And same deal for Saturday. Could see a few showers, especially from the morning into the early afternoon, but I think Sunday might be our better chance for seeing a few showers. But the highs go up into the 70s again, and that's going to be a little bit unseasonable warmth for us as we head into the first few days of fall. We, of course, have tropical, what is now Tropical Storm Gabrielle out here, but this is what we call a fish storm. It's way out here in the Atlantic, really only impacting the fishies, so no impact to the continental U.S. or even to us as well. We're not going to see any remnants from that. But the one thing we are going to see is those warmer temperatures. Again, you know, we had teased this, that there is going to be a warm-up as we head into next week. So if you're not ready for the pumpkin spice just yet, you might like where temperatures are headed next week. It's going to be pretty warm. So lows tonight dipping off to about 56 here into Marquette. We'll go about 54 down into Iron Mountain. We'll call it a partly cloudy sky. Then looking ahead towards tomorrow, partly to mostly cloudy. Temperatures, again, based on your location, lower 60s closer to Lake Superior to around 70 further to the south. So again, it's all location based. A good deal of clouds take us through Saturday with those isolated showers on Sunday. But look at the temperatures getting up into the 70s as we head towards Wednesday. Probably bump those temperatures up tomorrow a few more degrees.
Dakota, thanks again. A hormonal condition called PCOS affects about 1 in 10 women, but it often goes undetected and undiagnosed. It can lead to fertility problems and increase the risk of diabetes and heart disease. Bradley Blackburn has more on the effort to raise awareness and one woman's journey.
You have these mixed together.
Anastasia Ryder never imagined that at age 31, she would be turning to IVF fertility treatment.
I was up to 3 injections with these smaller needles.
Frequent injections, doctor's visits, and a roller coaster of emotions because of a condition she had no idea she had.
I'm young, I'm healthy, I'm fit. Why me? You know, why is this happening to me?
PCOS, or polycystic ovary syndrome, is a leading cause of infertility because it interferes with hormones in the menstrual cycle.
Hey.
For Ryder, it was masked by birth control, something she discovered only after she married her husband and started thinking of having a baby.
Since my diagnosis with PCOS and coming off birth control, like, my body has not felt normal. To this day, I have not gotten a natural menstrual period.
PCOS symptoms can include entirely absent or unpredictable periods, hair growth on the face or body, and weight gain.
PCOS is quite tricky to diagnose. It's usually a diagnosis of exclusion.
Dr. Tendai Chuware is a reproductive endocrinologist at Genesis Fertility. She says there is no cure, but PCOS symptoms can be treated, and monitoring is critical.
The symptoms do improve after menopause, but there are other effects after menopause and later on in life. There is a higher risk of endometrial cancer, unfortunately.
For now, Ryder is hopeful for her future as a mom, that IVF will help overcome the challenges of PCOS.
It's life altering, and I don't think there's enough awareness about it.
And she hopes other women will learn about a hidden risk.
Tariffs are scaring up prices for Halloween goods this year on everything from candy to costumes. Omar Villafranca checks out a shop in Fort Worth, Texas that's trying to keep up.
Spooky season has hit retail stores. And the most frightening thing on the shelf for Halloween shoppers might be the price tag.
Flapper, Gatsby parties.
Derek Kennedy owns Magic Etc. Fort Worth Costume in North Texas. From masks and makeup to costumes, the Halloween season accounts for at least 25% of his yearly sales. This year, Kennedy says the tariffs have had a terrifying effect, like slower shipping times and higher wholesale prices.
Most of the costumes are made overseas, and through the different manufacturers, the tariffs have ranged anywhere from 5% to 19%. There's been not a steady one.
The National Retail Federation expects Halloween spending to hit a record $13.1 billion this year, breaking the previous record of $12.2 billion.
We've seen actually a big focus on discount stores this year. People are aware of what's going on with tariffs, and they're going to invest in what's important to them, but they're also going to be very smart with their money.
There's disco ones, there's leprechaun ones, there's Easter ones.
Kennedy is trying a new trick, treating his loyal shoppers to low prices by absorbing most of the cost of tariffs.
Even though there was a surcharge at the bottom of an invoice of $300, $500, $700 sometimes, I kind of ignored it this year and just tried to price like normal because, you know, people only have so much money to spend.
Are you eating it?
Yeah.
But for some items like fog machines, the price jump is just too big for Kennedy to take on.
I hate to say it, but this machine last year at the same time was $58.
This one right here?
Yes, and now it's $74.
Early shopper Nicole Ruiz says tariffs won't put a damper on her Halloween.
You can be scary, you can be like beautiful, you can be funny, and it's just, I think it's just a great time for everybody to celebrate.
The National Confectioners Association says Americans spent more than $7 billion on Halloween candy last year, and that trend looks to continue, but the prices will be a little bit higher. If you're the house on the block that hands out the full candy bars, a 48-count box was around $40 last year, but now it's well over $50, so plan accordingly.
Mike Ludlam has some more high school volleyball highlights for us when we come back. He'll start with Kingsford taking on Marquette when we come back.
Good evening and a good Thursday to one and Good evening, everyone. The first Upper Peninsula High School volleyball poll should be released next week. Kingsford should be number 1 in the Division 1 through 3 rankings. Jacqueline Kreider's team visited Marquette tonight. Pick up action in set number 1. And for Marquette, it will be Lily Demuse. Harlow Davis declared parent for the kill, and the score is tied at 2. Kingsford's turn. Mackenzie Kreider, Carly Trevelyan, and Maya Brunswick finds the middle of the floor is vacant. Referee Charlie Morrison gives his approval. The score is tied at 3. Next for Marquette, Kira Darty, Harlow Davis, Presley Mason puts that one down the line and good, and we're knotted at 4. Kingsford's turn, Annika Smeester, Carly Trevelyan, Miley Kreider, and that kill attempt is very successful. Flivers up 5-4. Again, for the Sentinels, it will be Lily Demuse to Presley Mason over to Bo Richardson. Nice cross-court kill there. We're even at 10. Then the Flivers went on a bit of a run. Annika Smeester, Carly Trevelyan to Cassie Olson for the nice put away. Kingsford went up 15-11, won the first set 25-19, and the Maize and Blue won the match 3-0. Hop in the car, let's go to Negaunee, where the Miners were entertaining the Houghton Gremlins first set. Izzy Francisco, Elena Park to Gretel Johnson, and that one goes down. 21-15 Miners won the first set 25-15. Houghton student section not amused. Second set, Brielle Anderson, ace service ace, and that results, of course, in the service ace dance. Well, not much of one there. Negaunee took a 5-0 lead. Houghton coach Blair Zenner said, "That's enough of this. Let's get to work, ladies." And the message was received quite nicely. Katia Rudek with the kill, and Houghton was on the board in the second set, trailing 5-1. Next point, Negaunee's pass is a little long, and Ellie Hainault flips the ball away for the orange and black point. It's 5-2. Houghton again on the attack. The ball goes over the net. Katia Rudak to Alyssa Northey, and Lydia Williams gets that one off 2 Negaunee hands. Houghton trails 6-4. Gremlins won the second set 25-21, kept the momentum the rest of the way. Houghton earns the road victory 3-1. Oh heck, let's hop in the car again and go to Westwood, where 1 is the loneliest number, especially broadcasting volleyball on the radio. Say hi to Troy Margoni for WIKB in Iron River. West Iron County in the near court against Westwood, and Eddie Bartolomeoli with the swing. Westwood cannot corral that one. Point Wycons, they are in front in the second set and went on to win that set 25-17. We're tied at 1 set apiece. In the third, Annika Rusbach and Hayden Lemire. Wycons can't keep the point going. Wycons lead by 1, but the Patriots put it together and won the next 2 sets to take the match 3-1. Turning to the volleyball scoreboard, a close match despite the numbers. All the sets were close. Hancock edges Calumet 3-0. Ewan Trout Creek defeated Chassell in the Battle of Panthers 3-0. Manistee, a home win over Iron Mountain by the same score, and Gwynn defeats Menominee also 3-0. Kearney Nato needed 4 sets before defeating Rapid River. Superior Central handles Bark River Harris 3-0. It was North Dickinson 3, North Central 0. Newberry needed all 5 sets before dispatching Brimley 3-2, 15-8 in the 5th set. Pickford takes care of Engadine 3-0. Rudyard bounces back to get St. Ignace 3-1. And Traverse City Central, kind of a rude guest at Sault Ste. Marie tonight, really thumped the Blue Devils 3-0. Turning to girls high school tennis, Menominee visited Marquette today, first singles. Elena Murphy of Menominee is in the far court against Marinette Johnson of Marquette. As you can see, pretty good ground strokes here. Eventually, both players will get hustling to the net. Here comes Johnson, and she's already greeted by Murphy. Volley, half volley, and doink. Oh, shoot. Got a little greedy. It happens in tennis, doesn't it? Over at second singles, that's Nora Skidda of Marquette serving to Delaney Wagner of the Maroons. And Wagner's going to hit the ball into the net. We did not get a final score on this one. I was kind of curious because both of these teams are about equal in talent. Elsewhere, Negaunee took care of Munising today. That score was 8-0. And in high school boys soccer, Houghton blanks Iron Mountain 8-0, and it was Alpena 7, Sault Ste. Marie 0. Dollar Bay cross-country girls invite for cross-country. Launcher winner with Calumet second, followed by Ewan Trail Creek, Jefferson Chassel. Your winner for the girls, Bree Besseden in 21:47.8. Lantz takes the next 3 spots, led by Princess Pierre in 22 minutes and 6 seconds. On the boys' side, Jeffers an easy winner over Dollar Bay, Gogibic, and Ironwood. Jeffers Cameron Anderson was the winner in 16:45.1. Jeffers took the next 3 spots, and Jack Ronavara of the Copper Island Academy was 5th. To baseball, the Angels, the Brewers, it's Thursday, and Quinn Priester was having all kinds of fun in the first 4 innings. He struck out the first 6 batters of the game, and he ended up with 9 Ks through 4 innings. We call that rather impressive. Top of the 5th, though, and the next thing you know, Luis Rengifo will hit a 2-run homer. That would be the Angels' first hit, and it's a victory for the Angels to get on the board that way, but the Brewers get back into it. Caleb Durbin, the single that scored Christian Yelich to tie the game at 2. And then Bryce Terang would have a single in center field in the 7th inning, and the Brewers pick up the victory by the count of 5-2. Why don't you come back to me on the set, because we don't need to show the Tigers. That was bad enough at 6 o'clock. Cleveland won again today, 3-1. We'll be right back.
Highs tomorrow, once again, location-based, closer to Lake Superior, lower 60s. But you get down here towards, we could be going for near 70 in some spots of the southern half of the UP. Rain is going to remain pretty isolated to non-existent through Friday. As we mentioned, as we head towards Saturday and Sunday, could see a few isolated showers sneaking in here, mainly Sunday. That's looking like our better chance for a few isolated showers, but nothing too big here. But notice the temperatures getting up here. Again, your temperature is going to vary based on your location. If you're closer to Lake Superior, especially through the weekend, probably lower to mid-60s. As we head towards next week, we see southerly wind flow, so that should boost temperatures up probably into the 70s, probably on Monday, getting close to 70 on Tuesday and Wednesday. Wouldn't be shocked if we up these temperatures tomorrow, so check in with us again at 6 tomorrow for the latest.
Thanks again, Dakota. And finally tonight, the Gladstone American Legion has wrapped up another summer of fun and charity. Tonight, Post 71 Legion Riders hosted their fourth and final Hot Rods and Harleys event of the summer. Legion and community members showed off their classic cars and motorcycles, while guests enjoyed live music, food, prize drawings, and raffles. Proceeds from the event will go to the UP Honor Flight, Bay Cliff Health Camp, Wheelan Sportsmen, and scholarships for local students.
Last year we averaged about 2,300 for each group. This year we're way ahead. I mean, it's not one person, it's a group, you know. We all did it together. A lot of the waves, I got a lot of volunteers helping in the kitchen and selling tickets, so it's one big happy family.
Roughly 50 cars and 50 bikes turned out for each Hot Rods and Harleys event this summer. Mike, anything else?
Yes, Los Angeles Dodgers pitcher Clayton Kershaw is going to retire at the end of the year. 3 Cy Youngs, more than 3,000 strikeouts, 18 years all with the Dodgers. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you again tomorrow.